be a little flat. All right, guys, we'll open up for questions.
How that
Good.
So a big group of games coming up. How's the health of the team?
I think we're improving. I think any season, you go through your ups, your downs, but I think our guys, we're doing a good job taking care of their bodies. All the folks here are doing everything they can to get our guys in the best position, to be healthy and fire, ready to go on game day.
Joel, what do you think you guys took from the UCLA game and then on forward to the last game?
I think anytime that you go out and compete, and especially against a team as good as, UCLA, they're going to, make you be as close to your best as you need to be. And I think what we were able to do is, find out in that game and find out, in the, through the film, all the things that we need to do to beat a really, really good team. But I think the focus, continues to be on ourselves and what we need to do, not just in the games, but every single day, to be our best collectively, but also, individually. And I think that's the best thing if, our guys are going to be their best. It has to be a daily, a daily thing that you come to practice and you've got to be focused on what you can do to become better, to help yourself, but also to help the team.
You've seen two of them. What would you tell the freshmen about what's coming in Camp Cal?
I think you have to embrace it. I think, as we go through, the recruiting process, a big part of coming to Kentucky is to, be the best version of you. And I think that whenever classes, end and you can focus solely on basketball, going a couple times a day, getting a chance to, work on your skills, allow the coaches to really focus at that time of year after playing, 10, 11 games, to really just settle in and say, okay, this is what I look like when I'm at my best. I think if you embrace that and you're excited about it, it's a fun time of year. And then after that, the game seems to maybe slow down for our freshmen because you've gone through a bunch of practices and then all of a sudden it's game, and now it's slow down. Let's really talk about you. Let's talk about us, and not really have to focus on anything else.
Can this be the period of the biggest jump for the young guys? Because, like you said, they get preseason, they get actual games, and then they get to kind of stop and step back and spend that time.
Yeah, you hope so. Because because it is a time when there really is no other thing going on other than basketball. So we'll have a couple practices. They get to go out to eat, as a team. They get to rest. They, Cal mentioned, playing video games. It's a time that, for them that they can really just focus on basketball. And by that point, a lot of the stuff that we're trying to focus in on as a team is in. So now let's get back to the individuals, and let's get back to once again becoming the best version of you. And they've seen 10, 11 times in the games, and whatever it is, 50 practices. Okay, this is what Cal wants me to be. This is what it looks like. And now we get to do that a couple times a day.
Joe, do you feel like at this point everybody understands their roles, or is that something still kind of evolving daily?
Well, I think that's something that, individually, I think that there's a piece that has been communicated, but I think it still takes time, for it to really sink in. And even now, there's different lineups, there's different combinations, there's games where guys are playing extended minutes or not as many minutes, and that's whether that's through foul trouble, whether that's through, learning and making mistakes or playing through mistakes. I think it's one of those things that isn't 100%, etched in stone, but I think it's, we have an idea and Cal has an idea of what everybody looks like when they're at their best.
Are there any early morning guys on the team? this club starting with this group?
I know guys, are working. I don't know that we've, got to that point yet where there's anything that's as established and, as a group of guys. But I know that guys are working. This group, loves to be in the gym. They love to be around each other, and, they drag each other, whether it be to the weight room, whether it be in the to watch some film, whether it be to get extra shots. This group is working, hard, and it's contagious, with them, and they love to be in the gym, and they have a tremendous thirst for that, and I think that goes back to Isaiah Briscoe and his leadership, with this group, and I think that is something that we're trying to continue to get him to drag us, and I think for us to be our best, he's going to be that guy, and Cal said that, and hats off to him, and hope he just continues to do that for us.
You have some really big games in this period between semesters. Ideally, would you rather not have marquee games, so development would be almost, more of a preoccupation?
I think they're all big, for our guys and our young guys. And I think, for even the exhibition games, when you walk out there and, there's 23,000 people in Rupp Arena, for an exhibition game. It's a big game, and it's a big game for the opponent. So I think our guys are still, getting used to the fact of when you have, Kentucky on your shirt and you walk out there, it's the biggest game. So I think whether it's, Hofstra, whether it's Chapel Hill, whether it's, anyone else that we're going to play in the upcoming games, it's a very big game for the guys on our team, and I think that's who we're, focused on.
Cal's big talking point was energy after the last game that you all didn't have the energy at UCLA, got back to that against Valpo. Why do you think the energy was lacking against UCLA, and how do you get back to that?
I don't know, if I can say why it, was lacking. I can say that Isaiah Briscoe was a big part of, getting that back for us, the other night against Valpo, and he was tremendous. He had big smiles. He was, big thing that Cal wants our guys to do is talk and touch, and he was all over the place, and he was engaged in the huddles. He was engaged in pregame, and that's Isaiah at his best, and it's as someone who's on the same team as him, it was great to see. I was happy. It was great to have him, being his best, and that was a lot of fun, and Zay was a big reason, why we, were who we were the other night.
You've known and been aware of Bam for a pretty long time now. What do you know about sort of where he is in his mind about development, and what does he think about this experience so far?
I think Bam is one of the first guys to practice every day. I think that, he's like I said, he's another guy that is just, wanting to get better every day. He asks questions. He's, inquisitive. He's, a guy that is, just wanting to engage you in any way so that you can help him to get better. He's always a guy that is listening, and I think from someone that, when you first get to know him, he's a very bright kid, and that's the thing that I've been, and we as a staff have been, I think, the most impressed with him is how much he wants to learn, how great he listens, and how much he wants to improve every day.
Is there one thing that you can see, knowing his game interview, if he gets this one thing, it'll help him sort of take off?
I don't think it's could be one thing. I think he's a guy that like I said, he's in there with Kenny. Cal's working with him, but he asks everybody questions. He comes by the office. He just wants to be around, and I think for someone that age, that shows tremendous maturity on his part. And if he keeps that up, he's going to go farther than any of us, probably, can limit, right now. And by putting just one thing that he can improve, I think he's going to be that guy, like some of the guys that we have here that do things beyond here that you just go, holy cow.
Where or when you add Derek in terms of defense?
I think they're improving, and that's something that as a staff, that Cal is asking us, hey, what do we need to do? How can we help them, daily? How can we help them individually? How can we help them, within the framework of the team drills, individual drills? So I think that those guys are both, working really hard themselves, doing things individually. They're, here, they're there, they're doing different things, guarding guards, guarding bigs. And so that's a good thing for them that they are embracing it. As some guys maybe run from that challenge, those guys are really embracing the fact that they need to improve that, and that we're going to be our best when they improve in those areas.
Are other teams not targeting, that's probably overstating it, but are they going at their guy a little bit, do you think?
I can't, speak for them. I think, that there are times that our guys are, all getting maybe picked on, and maybe that has to do with the, how they see their strength, I don't know that you can pick on one guy on this team, because we do such a good job of, helping, and our, help defense is something that we talk a lot about and pride a lot about, that we're not going to let somebody get picked on.
Joe,
Time for one or two more.
What has made Dominique so good? The fact he's got 27 assists, 3 turnovers. Man, what's made him so good, I think, this year?
Dom is a guy that once again is just another guy who's put a lot of time in, and has a great sense of self, about what he brings to our team, and is confident in who he is and what he feels he can bring to our team every day, and he's making us better. I think everyone can see what he does, on game night, but what he's about to do in there that no one sees is what's making this team and really our other guards go, and that's the biggest thing that he's done for this group is in those practices, and I think if he keeps doing that, I think that's where he's gaining his confidence in the games is by what he does every day in practice.
Last one.
What have you seen with Isaiah's support since this year, over last year, in terms of how he finds guys and what he's doing?
Yeah, I think that he's just, once again, I think that the biggest thing is energy, and when he comes in and has the energy both on the offensive and the defensive end, that's when he's at his best. This team is different than last year's team. How we're playing is different. I think you can just look at the numbers of how fast we're playing. The ball is moving, and that's something I think that is a part of, what Zay does, but also who he's playing with. But, I think the biggest thing for him is when he comes in and he's got that big smile and he's laughing and he's talking and touching and, bringing that competitive spirit, to practice. That's when we're at our best. And then also, when he does it in the games, that's when we're at our best.
Trying to get a quick one.
Yeah, just on Hofstra, what do you see from them on film?
I think it's going to be a good game for us. Obviously, they have a group that has some experience. They have some youth that can take advantage of some of our weaknesses, but also I think through what we can do can take advantage of some of theirs. Obviously, the big kid inside, leading the nation in rebounding. So you go against a team that has the leading rebounder, this game, and last game had the second leading scorer in the country. So I think it gets our guys' attention, when you can throw those numbers out. And but like I said, I think for us it's, with what Cal's, wanting our guys to really know is this is about us, and as long as we keep doing what we need to do and Isaiah does what he needs to do, I think we're going to be fine.
Thanks, guys.